right? We get to President Clinton in 2000. There was a little dip there, not really enough to make a change. Now we get to 2007, what I'm characterizing as a general kind of mess, right? It's just a mess. And we're at this really interesting inflection point. So we've got a couple of things going on here. Amount of building way down. People don't have very many jobs. Very big interest in sustainability, which is a different way of looking at the problem. President Obama just pushed almost $200 billion into the construction industry. He did that at about 2:30 in the afternoon 3 days ago, and people want to know, well, how come there aren't guys out in the field building stuff right now? So there's a huge press to get that money going. And there's a ton of new technology out there, right? People have got really fast computers, really fast processors, big displays, and new kinds of technology that make the process completely different. So we're at this really interesting inflection point now, caused by this recession, which is the only time the building industry ever spends any time thinking about anything, and the factors are about to move around again. And the baby boom generation that I'm a member of, the older members of the baby boom generation, I know despite my youthful appearance, are starting to retire, and your generation is going to have to come in and fill in the gap. So you guys are actually going to have to think about what the role of the architect is going to be as all this stuff starts to get moved around, and whether or not architecture as a profession, and particularly design, is going to continue to be relevant as all these pieces get moved around. There's a kind of fundamental set of questions that are being asked about how do people build stuff, what's the role of design in the building process, and what exactly are architects doing in all this stuff? Because the roles, the responsibilities, all the rules of the game are actually starting to change. So concepts that you hear like building information modeling, which is all about new representational technologies, integrated project delivery, which is about new ways of organizing and executing projects, sustainable design or green design. These are all these vectors that are coming to play with all this money rolling in around the stimulus package. And now people are kind of going, okay, what position am I supposed to play here in this overall process? And I do believe that decisions that you make as young architects are going to dramatically affect what happens to the next 2 or 3 generations of practitioners. Because there are a series of decisions that you're going to get to make about where you go in your career and what you actually care about and how architecture is actually going to be practiced.